you know, I had a whole bunch of weird paranoid suspicions about what the hell was going on, because there was a lot of stuff I couldn't understand.
Right.
And nobody was really bothering to explain it to me.
They don't.
And and I formed a bunch of opinions about the town and about the people in it that were like, surely that couldn't be, because a whole place can't be like, you know, Weird Town, you know, where the stranger wanders in and all the people are in the bar and they all shut up when he looks at them, and and they tell you don't go into the house on the hill, and it's like that. And then you go away and you think, no, I was wrong. I mean, that's insane thinking. I'm paranoid. I imagined that stuff. That couldn't be the reason for why so-and-so was acting like. Could it? And then you find out later on the track that you were exactly on track with a lot of this stuff. Some of your worst nightmares were real at the time, and you think,
So what is happening in Hollywood? Nobody knows. The worst thing to call somebody is crazy, is dismissive. I don't understand this person, so they're crazy. That's bullshit. These people are not crazy. They're strong people. Maybe the environment is a little sick.
I can tell you that the #1 problem in Hollywood was and is and always will be pedophilia. That's the biggest problem for children in this industry.
The casting couch even applies to children.
Oh yeah. Not in the same way. It's all done under the radar.
Nobody talks about pedophilia.
It's the big secret.
And it's widespread?
Oh yeah. I was surrounded by them when I was 14 years old. Surrounded. Literally. Didn't even know it. It wasn't until I was old enough to realize what they were and what they wanted and what they were about and the types of people that were surrounding me, till I went, oh my God, they were everywhere like vultures.
Elijah Wood's shocking allegations against the entertainment industry. In a new interview with the Sunday Times, the former child star alleges that pedophilia has been a real issue in Hollywood.
He was charged with 11 different crimes. They included lewd act upon a child, sodomy of a person under 16, attempted sodomy of a person under 16, sexual penetration by foreign object, 4 counts of oral copulation of a person under 16, oral copulation by anesthesia or controlled substance, sending harmful matter, and using a minor for sex acts. He was ordered to serve 16 months in prison, but within a very, very short amount of time, in 2006, ABC Disney hires him to work on The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, a children's show starring young boys.
I'm here to take you on a little trip. Come on. Step into me.
Okay, I think you've been going a little heavy on the glass cleaner.
Trust me on this, sweetie. Have I ever steered you wrong before?
So Brian Peck worked on Growing Pains with Leonardo DiCaprio.
We draw drawings of each other. Brian is the famous artist, and we always make fun of each other and portray each other in silly, satirical ways.
Leo's job on this set, for some reason, is to make fun of me all day long.
I was sort of a class clown, and my publicist is looking at me.
Talking about Bob Villard. That was his publicist.
Wednesday, March 2nd, 2005, acting coach arrested for child molestation. On March 2nd, 2005, detectives arrested 57-year-old Robert David Villard, a talent manager and acting coach for young aspiring actors. The arrest took place without incident at the Van Nuys police station.
How old is your sister?
She's 16.
Does she date yet?
No. She she likes guys, but my dad says she can't date till she's 35.
I like your dad.
You probably get along.
I would get along.
Yeah.
I have a 14-year-old. Now...
In the latest string of her completely ridiculous tweets, Amanda accuses her father of sexual assault. One reads, "He called me ugly as a child and then asked me if I wanted to have sex with him, and I did not know how to respond, and I said no."
Yeah,
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna let her date?
I'm just going to have your dad come live with us.
Oh.
You started out the same way I did. I understand that you started out at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
Are you a stand-up comedian?
Yeah, well, my dad saw an article that, kids could do a comedy camp at the Laugh Factory.
Right.
So it was for 6 weeks or something. And then there was a graduation night, and that's where the producers of the show, like Brian Robbins and Dan Schneider, came on the show, and they saw me there. So
And that was it? You just got discovered right off of the comedy camp?
Yeah.
So Amanda Bynes got her start at a comedy boot camp.
Well, then I found this article. Groomed to be all that. Basically, I just wanted to get to this point. The new cast started with a 2-week comedy boot camp that Schneider held with help of a team that included the show's dialogue coach, Brian Peck. Lisa has tremendous enthusiasm. She's natural, said Peck, who is also an actor and voiceover artist. I've already mentioned Brian Peck before. A former vice president for the Walt Disney Company has been sentenced to more than 6 years in prison following a child sex abuse investigation. The Multnomah County District Attorney's Office said Michael Laney, 73, was sentenced on Friday to 81 months in prison. Along with his prison sentence, Laney will have to register as a sex offender and pay a $4,000 fine. Laney was found guilty on 4 counts of first-degree sexual abuse on May 7th. A young girl disclosed that she had been sexually abused by the Laney.
Well, James Gunn was just rehired, as I said, by Disney. And here's some James Gunn tweets, in case you didn't know. I like it when little boys touch me in my silly place. The Expendables was so manly, I fucked the shit of the little pussy boy next to me. I remember my first NAMBLA meeting. These are all different tweets, by the way. I remember my first NAMBLA meeting. It was the first time I felt okay with being who I am. Some of those guys are still my BFFs. NAMBLA is the North American Man-Boy Love Association. It's a pedophile group. I'm doing a big Hollywood film adaptation of The Giving Tree with a happy ending. The tree grows back and gives the kid a blowjob. Now, there were 20,000 tweets that James Gunn deleted once these started coming back up. So these are just the ones you could find. I don't know how many more there are, but...
Houston Huddleston is a writer and director, founder of the Hollywood Sci-Fi Museum and the Hollywood Horror Museum, arrested and convicted in the last couple months for owning over 600 images of child pornography. Director James Gunn and his friend Houston Huddleston at a Hollywood Awards show after party. Director James Gunn's blog thanks Houston Huddleston for a video entitled Video, 100 Pubescent Girls Touch Themselves. James Gunn tweeted, Video, 100 pubescent girls touch themselves. And you have to cross out the actual address because you can't share child pornography. Dan Harmon, the creator of Rick and Morty, has been under scrutiny ever since he deleted his Twitter account as Director James Gunn's tweets about pedophilia began to surface. I'm just going to quote the section, I'm not going to say what he really said. Now is the time for all good men to suck a C-U-N-T. AIDS, 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 N-word, N-word, N-word. Oswald acted alone. The government is lying. I have sex with children.
Dan Harmon does, raped a baby in a video. You can find it. The creator of Community and Rick and Morty, and one of the most pompous, aristocratic Hollywood types in the world, this fat, rapey pedophile. And it's like, people can say art all they want. It's like, this is a pattern, guys.
Can I trust you? Of course you can trust me. I'm your therapist. I rape babies. Well, I do everything but sleep with yours.
If you read the book, you'll be like, transitioning from Disney to this was fucking easy. I don't know, getting molested for fucking from your 6 to your 14 seems like way harder circumstances, or being physically abused all the time seems like a much more difficult situation than fucking have paparazzi following you since you were 12. I don't know. I was still being molested when paparazzi were still fucking following me. So it's pretty hard in my mind to think about these big flashlight photographs and everyone thinking they know me and talking about me, but having no idea the type of mistreatment that I was still dealing with at that time, that everyone around me saw and did nothing.
Did you know that Disney movies are filled with subliminal messages? They're filled with subliminal messages. Let me give you some examples. The Lion King. Okay, all throughout the movie, there are pornographic pictures hidden in the movie. Like, you'll be watching the movie, and just for a few seconds, something filthy will come on. Like, off to the side, there'll be some kind of a, reproductive anatomy. And then over here, there's this one point where the lion, he kind of goes like this, and a cloud of dust comes up and just spells the word sex. And the word sex is put in the Lion King movie subliminally, literally hundreds of times. Hundreds of times, the shapes on the screen will spell the word. And I've seen it. I mean, I had my friend sit me down at his house and pausing the movie, showing me the word sex popping up on the screen at different times because he knew where they were. In the movie Aladdin, there's a part in the movie where the guy, what's his name, Aladdin, and then, but you know, Jasmine, right? There's a point in the movie where he tells Jasmine to take all her clothes off. Take off the little dress, take off the little dress. Take off the little dress, take off the little dress. But you don't even know it unless you know it's there. You listen to it, and he mumbles it kind of under his breath. And The Little Mermaid has a filthy picture drawn in the cover on the front of The Little Mermaid. And nobody would realize it until somebody shows you and says, look at this. And you look at it, whoa! And all throughout the movie there are scenes, I'm not even going to describe some of the scenes in The Little Mermaid, where subliminal messages are coming on the screen. Your kids are watching it and their mind is maybe not even seeing it, but it's going into their subconscious. Words flashing on the screen over and over. sex, nudity, filth, all the smut is just coming on the screen. Oh, those movies are harmless. They're filled with subliminal messages. Who knows what your kids are being programmed? Oh, but you know what? I'm sure that it's only just the Disney movies. I'll guarantee you it's the rest of Hollywood probably doing the same thing.